It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies in theaters, streaming, classic films as well. Directors and actors, beware as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. Hey, Jim.
Hey, Bryce.
And Murray. So have you seen Thor more than once yet, Murray?
Matter of fact, I have.
I figured you had.
Well, I had to go back for the collector cup.
The collector.
So you had
cup.
a multiple Thorgasm.
Wow.
Orgasm.
I would have laid no odds on the fact that you would have seen it more than once, because there's just no way. There's no way you're coming into this podcast without at least one repeat screening.
Oh, I saw it twice.
Yeah. Well, do you think you'll see it one more time in the theater, or are you going to wait until...
I only had 2 days off, and one of them was the Stampede, so yeah, maybe.
Maybe? All right.
Might go a third time, you never know.
You should.
So with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
Thorgasms. Who doesn't love them? Well, thanks to all who've been supporting us. If you love our independent podcast, please like, subscribe, share, and give a 5-star rating on your listening platform. Or support us and join the Film Rage community by joining our membership at buymeacoffee.com/FilmRageYYC. If you cannot commit to a membership, you can still buy us a movie rental and dare us to see a terrible movie. And you know what? We're going to do it, because we're whores for movies. Now, let's get to raging. But first, here's a word from our sponsor.
Hey, Bryce, what are you doing tonight?
I'm going to my favorite cinema, canyonmeadowscinema, to see the best second-run movies at the best price.
What? How inexpensive are they?
Regular price is $5.
Regular price is $5. Makes me hope they also serve pizza.
They do, plus a lot of other great food choices. Plus, I'm planning my office Christmas party there. They can host a plethora of options for any get-together. Gaming, movie, drag show.
Drag show? Now I know where I'm planning my next party.
Hey, maybe you think there's a Liam Neeson or a superhero movie planned?
I hope not. But maybe there'll be a great independent documentary.
Sure. Call CMC at 403-670-5444 to book a special event, or go online at canyonmeadowscinema.ca.
Oh, we're streaming. And doing what?
Streaming, Jim.
Even Murray didn't do any streaming on the weekend.
Watch cartoons.
Unless there's naked people,
Yes.
which this did not have.
All right. So Mike Judge reunites us with a couple of old friends after 24 years with Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe. If you were waiting for a sequel to Do America, then you probably have already seen this. And if you're not waiting for a sequel, then you probably won't watch this.
Could possibly be.
When it was good, it was very, very good. Problem with this, though, is it had so many subplots and so much going on. It's like, it's Beavis and Butthead. Can we not just simplify it a little bit?
But they did the universe.
They sure did. And yeah, my problem with it was there was too much going on. I just needed, Butthead booting Beavis in the balls, which we got plenty of.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there was a whole 5-minute sequence where he was just stomping on him.
Just straight.
And that was good stuff. And the science fair was fantastic.
The best science fair I've ever been to.
But then it got dragged down by future Beavis and future Butthead. And
I kind of like
there was just too much going on. I needed to be more simple. At the end of the day, though, it's Beavis and Butthead. If you like Beavis and Butthead, you're going to love this movie. If you don't,
you're going to hate this movie.
You're going to hate this movie. Well, you're probably not even going to watch this movie.
Yeah, you would.
This is one of those movies that's catered to those who are waiting for this and appreciate it. And they're like, oh my God, it's a Beavis and Butthead movie. I gots to watch it.
Gots to.
Nobody else is going to watch it. So I was one of those that was waiting for it. It was a little too convoluted for me. Beavis and Butthead does not need to be convoluted. So it was meh, but it was very high meh because there was a lot of mondo in it.
Oh, yeah. I agree. So many influences in the last, would you say 20 years?
24.
24 years in this film. There was like so many pop culture references in this that just made it fun as you're going along the ride. And as for plots go, it's actually better than most science fiction plots that we normally get. You know, two idiots trying to score, listening to vintage metal, and going to prison.
Yes.
Right? Beavis and Butthead do the universe. Our friends, Beavis and Butthead.
And Cornholio.
And Cornholio are going to space. But the only problem, unlike most sequels, when the series goes to space, this one doesn't suck.
Yes.
Let's face it, if they haven't matured since the pervs they were when we last saw them, and thanks Mike Judd for keeping them pervy and pure.
Yes.
That makes us, I'm going to say us, plural, the luckiest men alive.
So good.
I did find it fitting that only Mike Judd could return to the present to properly explain the multiverse, though, and completely make fun of the fact that everyone is doing the multiverse.
Yeah.
Beavis and Butthead were at the top of their game through most of this. It's stupid and immature, so I laughed a lot at it and a lot with it. But let's face it, this is not an artistic masterpiece.
No.
It's a 90s teenage cartoon that my body and mind won't let me forget getting stoned and watching for hours on MTV. So, if you like the Rude Boys, you'll be like me. I liked it. It was meh.
Yes.
But
It was a good time.
the best part
Yes.
was Cornholio.
Yeah.
Doing Cornholio in prison.
Yeah, the whole thing. I'm waiting for.
I need
I'm
TP
like,
for my bunghole.
there's gots to be some cornholio.
Have you seen my bunghole?
I am the great cornholio.
I need TP for my bunghole.
TP for my bunghole.
Do you know where can you see my bunghole?
It's so good.
And everybody in
And
prison.
you know what? He made us wait quite a while for it.
Yes, I was like, if there's not a Cornholio episode in this, this may turn to a rage pretty quickly.
Yes, but thank you, Mike Judge.
But Butthead, that we got some butthole,
Yes.
and Cornholio comes through with a crunch.
It's a good time.
Yeah, I'm not upset. I watched it,
No.
and I rented Paramount Plus for a month for 99 cents.
There you go.
I couldn't even rent that movie for 99
No.
cents. So I can go back and watch it.
What a bargain.
Every time Murray sees Thor, I'm going to go back and watch Beavis and Butthead.
There you go.
There's a challenge.
Challenge.
Just message me, Murray, and say I've watched it again. I gotta
all right,
stop.
I'll queue up Beavis and Butthead.
I'll stop what I'm doing, and I'll go back and watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Alrighty.
The moment
The moment you've all been waiting for.
every listener of Film Rage Podcast has been waiting to hear the amount of Thorgasm
Or
that Murray has delivered.
or dreading, depends who they are.
Oh, what? What?
Well, not everyone likes Thor.
I don't know anybody who
Acquired
doesn't
taste.
like Thor.
Yeah, he's okay.
He's
Alright.
likable.
He's fine.
So, Thor, God, Love, and Thunder. God, Love, and Thunder.
God, Love,
yeah.
and Thunder.
Yeah, whatever.
Just Love and Thunder.
There
But
you
he's
go.
a god, so
He is a
God.
god, there you go.
Love, and Thunder.
Exactly.
Apostrophe.
Thor enlists the help of Valkyrie, Korg, and ex-girlfriend Jane Foster to fight Gore the God Butcher, who intends to make the gods extinct. Pretty much all you need to know about the plot. It might surprise you two, but I didn't love this film.
What?
Huh.
Believe me, I wanted to. I've been looking forward to this movie for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, it's Thor, and I absolutely loved a lot about it.
Nice.
Before I get into that, here's the stuff I didn't like.
Raggy.
First off, the music.
I like the music.
I hate hate Guns N' Roses.
There you go.
Love them.
Well, then you're not going to like the music.
Axl Rose is a dick.
It's true.
It's a
That's
well-known
true, but
fact.
That's absolutely
So that
true.
makes
but
me hate the music even
but he's
more.
a talented dick.
Whatever. No, he's not. He screeches. That's all he does.
That's
I knew
debatable.
from the trailer there would be some music. I just didn't think they would use every single damn hit they ever had in the movie.
Not quite.
There was like at least 7 or 8 songs.
There was. They had more.
It's the only
hits
ones
than
that I know of. Second up, my man Russell Crowe,
Yes.
who is on my Mesmerized for life. I love
It's
pretty
true.
much everything he does. He was still mesmerizing in this film, but for the wrong reasons. That accent, OMG.
It was Greek.
I get it. Zeus was a Greek god.
It's Greek.
He doesn't need the accent to prove it.
It's true. They could have hired a Greek guy. There's
And
a lot of them.
that too. And maybe he should have done a few workouts with Hemsworth. Because that armor don't fit anymore. I get it. He's from the same country as Taika. But it's like, you know what? Cast somebody maybe younger and in better shape. Yeah, okay. There was
That didn't bother me.
There was some bad CGI. And I didn't love the army of CLFs. That idea could only come from Disney.
Yep.
Also didn't like that ending. Although it was nice to see the mini Hemsworth come into her own. That's his daughter, by the way, in case you didn't know it.
In real life?
Yeah, that was his daughter.
Sweet.
And the end credits sucked. Not worth the wait, FYI. Okay, the good stuff.
Everything else.
2 Thors. 2 Thors.
Was there 2, Marie, or
There
was there
was.
3?
Doesn't know, there's only 2. Is there a third one somewhere?
I wasn't counting.
At the end, there was a 3rd one.
Not really, but
Baby Thor.
Baby Thor.
Baby Thor.
Anyway, and screaming space goats.
Yeah. This
Awesome.
was the best part of the movie.
Korg, still awesome. 2 hammers, which Thor was in love with both of them. So that was a love triangle for the ages. And of course, Christian Bale at his finest. I mean, Batman versus Thor
Pretty cool.
doesn't get any better than that. Well, maybe Henry Cavill as Zeus maybe would have been better.
Maybe.
The good far outweighed the bad, and it's Thor. So it's a low Mondo.
It's a low.
And I enjoyed it a lot
on the
more.
cusp.
I enjoyed it a lot more the second time.
There's
On
no,
the cusp of high
there's no
mass.
such thing as a low Mondo.
Yes, there is.
So if you can have
It's
a high
100%.
Matt, I can have a low Mondo.
I agree.
So
There is a low Mondo.
There's no low
Beavis.
Mondo.
It's
Or is it
100%.
Butthead?
It's
Which one are you?
We have different levels of Mondo because some movies are still
Exactly.
more Mondo than another movie. So this is the lowest of Mondos.
It may not make my top 5 of the year, but it was still a Mondo.
But it's not gonna
for
make his
me.
bottom 5.
And I would never give it a Matt because it's Thor.
Exactly.
Anyway,
He had okay. So here's the question: we know you've went twice to the cinema.
yes.
How many actual Thorgasms did you have at the cinema?
The first time, only a few.
Okay.
Second time, multiple.
You said you had a multiple Thorgasm.
So
Second time.
did you bring a towel?
No, he had his clothes on.
I
He
had
just
napkins.
Walks out squishy.
Fair enough.
Just walks out all squishy like.
No, I enjoyed it, but yeah, much like Dark World, it was an inferior sequel.
Well, what do you say, Bryce?
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
I am just.
It's a superhero movie,
It's
so it's meant.
Yeah, well, that's
Exactly.
that's pretty much my review. I mean, I'll just say that I'm a little disappointed that Taka's I've been joked lately that he's like full blown Disney. He's been
I think he sold
Disney-fied.
out to Disney.
He's-
I think is
he's
what
got
happened.
the
He
virus.
has sold his soul to Disney,
Yeah, which
and
is unfortunate.
it makes me a little sad.
it
But
does.
yeah, you know what? You guys can talk about this movie all you want. I got very little to say about it. It was a superhero movie, so it was mad. Did it have some good parts? Yeah. But most of it was just ho-hum, and there was some very good stuff in it, but it's just mixed in with so much nothing. So it was meh, and I am disappointed that this was a Taika Waititi movie because I expect so much from him, and he delivered in little bite-sized pieces here and there. But
Yeah.
as an overall project,
Yeah.
this was not a Taika Waititi film. Like
No.
you put this next to
Boy.
Boy. Even boy. Exactly.
Jojo
and it
Rabbit.
Not just even boy.
Oh, you put it against Jojo Rabbit, and it's like this is the same film.
It's like gonna be crushed by Thor's hammer.
No, Thor's hammer comes after Jojo Rabbit, and it shatters into a million pieces.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. So yeah, no, this was a disappointing, man, because I really had high expectations, because I'm of the mind if Taika Waititi's involved with a project, I'm gonna love it, and I can't say that anymore.
No. Well, we'll maybe have to talk about him later on our because
he's been Disney-fied.
Well, I still think he may be.
I don't know what the list
undoubted.
looks like.
Well, we'll take a look.
He's doing a new Star Wars movie too, so
that's going to be a sad day in hell that he makes that.
He's Disney-fied, which is too bad.
Yeah. Well, if you love Guns N' Roses,
yes, I do.
Get ready to rock, and by rock, listen to them all the time during this movie.
Yes.
The battles are epic, and the FX is epic. The cameos are epic, and the visuals are also pretty epic. The best thing about this movie, though, as we've already talked about, is the screaming goats.
Was it?
It was by far the best thing in this movie.
All right.
I was very much.
A lot.
Well, hold on, Buttercup. I was very much in a quandary going into this film. As on one hand, we have Taika Waititi, the undisputed champion of Thor directors. And we have Chris Hemsworth, the undisputed Thor of awesomeness himself. And then on the other hand, we have a superhero movie, which for the most part, for me, now, are slowly becoming a rage pretty much every single time. Unless, of course, they are made in Norway, apparently. Because those are the only Mondo superhero movies I'll be giving out probably for a little while. There were so many funny scenes in this for the first half of the movie, but by the time we got to the middle of the story, the overly forced campiness, which was a little funny at the beginning of the film, started to wear very thin.
True.
And with all the stupidity and campiness, it was hard to take the project seriously. I felt it as though it was trying way too hard, almost parroting itself. And it seems fake with its intent as it's doing it.
Too much winking at the camera.
There was too much winking at the camera all the way through the first half of this film. Plus, we haven't seen or heard of Jane for so long. But what I remember of her is that, first off, she was never funny. Actually brilliant. But apparently, she was being portrayed in this to be funny or stupid for most of the movie. The new iteration of herself in this film basically negated everything from her previous arc, which really bothered me because I'm like, I hate that. It's like you take on a whole new, but she's still the same character. If they want us to rewatch these movies over and over and over again, when you watch her last movie in this, you're gonna go, what?
Yeah.
Like, what exactly is happening? She's a completely different person. I get it. People change and grow, but she didn't all of a sudden become funny. It bothered me. Another issue
She had her sidekick that was funny. What's her head?
Yeah, they should have had her. She was a comedy. She was a comedy relief.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She was uncredited.
What is her name in the movie? I know she's Kat Dennings, but
she's somebody.
Right.
Another issue, like most superhero movies by Disney, they had to throw in, as Marie's already alluded to, a bunch of CLFs to appeal to the merchandising market, which really made zero sense for this whole movie. Yeah. And also,
but how many dollars?
Like a studio who owns two of the most popular film franchises has to do crossover symmetry by making our heroes have force-like powers that they didn't really work like they have in previous movies. When the comedy bits landed, they were really landing. But our parody trio thespians were, other than the goats, were pretty much the best part of the comedy side of this. Korg was also funny.
Korg's always great.
Korg's the best. Yeah. So upon weighing the good and the bad in this, the new Thor had to offer.
Yes.
I will quote my favorite characters in this film, the goats.
All right.
And what does a goat say? Meh.
It does.
But really screaming loud.
Yes.
There you go.
I thought that the first part of this, I was almost uncomfortable at how campy it was.
It was very campy.
I didn't think they needed the Guardians of the Galaxy in it. They were a waste. They didn't even have
they were
all the characters in it. They were just like, well, we can only hire a couple of them. So
it was a good scene, but yeah, I don't know why they were. I mean, other than the fact that at the end of the last Avengers, he went off with them, so you knew he was with them.
yeah, you could have just
But
seen them waving and dropping them off somewhere.
yeah, I guess.
That whole scene was a waste.
I don't know. Raccoon was still good, and the goats were on the ship eating everything. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, but they had the goats all through the movie. They were there.
No, but that
They
was
were
when
more to the
met them. That's
transportation.
when they met them.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
so what? That could have been taken 2 minutes. It was that whole
Felt
scene
legit.
it felt not important.
It was pretty short, but yeah, it was a cameo.
And it was just another way for them to do some more campy stuff. And the
Because they're
scenes
mo-
between Jane and Thor
Yeah.
seemed really forced.
That
Well-
whole flashback with their relationship. But I was like,
because obviously there wasn't one.
Yeah, flashback montages at the best times are
Like,
terrible.
like basically the end of Dark World, maybe they were together for like a half a minute, but then the Avengers stuff started happening. So yeah,
Yep.
they didn't have any time together. He was never on the planet.
Apparently they did, because we had a flashback that
Yeah.
seemed to be covering a lot of
That
time.
was a little
20 minutes of the film,
That was
their
a bit uncomfortable.
flashback.
That was a bit uncomfortable.
And the entire scene when they go to God Kingdom or whatever the fuck
Yeah.
that place was,
Yeah.
was the worst thing I've ever seen in
Yeah.
a Disney movie
it was
ever.
pretty bad.
It was like, first off, what the hell?
What about the God of
The
Dumplings?
mesmerizing, the God of Dumplings was pretty funny, but then again, it's like these are the most
humor hit
powerful.
for the most part, but there was just so much. There was
so much
in
that didn't.
between
No,
it.
I
There was
agree
just
with
like,
you.
ugh.
and the movie itself, like it was like almost it cut at the middle, and then it said, "Well, we can't have any more funny bits. We have to be serious now.
Fun's over, so now
Fun's
it's serious.
over." And the whole scene with the whole these are supposed to be the most powerful gods.
Yeah.
And they're just gonna watch
They're
them there as
useless.
they're gonna
Yeah, the whole city
nobody's
are
gonna
useless.
grab him when he's trying to fight Zeus. It's just
the only one who had any kind of power was Zeus, and he was a joke.
yeah.
Like he's supposed to be the king of their gods or whatever, and I didn't see anybody else around. Like he's supposed to have a whole bunch.
Now, did you guys watch Thunderstruck before this one? Whatever it is, the Thor.
Thunderstruck?
The Thor before this one.
Ragnarok.
Yeah, that one.
Many times. But
Yeah,
yes,
so
I saw the
so
last
in
three
comparison to
in one weekend.
Thunderstruck,
Ragnarok, yes.
that one was so well balanced and
was.
so
Yeah.
funny. It was
It was.
super
It was.
Mondo.
It was.
It
and
was. It was.
And he went through a lot of shit in that movie.
yes,
Like his dad died, his planet blew up, his sister tried
And
to
it was
kill
all.
him.
Everything was just
lost
so
his
well
eye.
balanced in
Yeah,
that
it was.
movie.
and the
we,
humor, yeah.
This
We
seemed
had the
like-
humor. We
this
had
seemed
the
a bit
serious
rushed.
stuff. We had the action. It was all very, very well balanced. It was a well-made film.
No, it was. That's
This
why
one was just all
That's
over
why
the
I was
map.
so looking forward to this one, and he just I don't know. Maybe it wasn't all him. Maybe Disney had a lot of input on what
I don't
kind
know.
of plot
Who knows?
was. But
You
They're sprinkling kids in movies.
Yeah,
That's it
probably.
for me for superhero movies.
yeah, you keep
So-
saying that.
Apparently,
You're almost convincing me it's a rage, but it wasn't. It was.
no, because there was enough funny parts
enough
and there was
funny
enough
parts.
goat.
Good stuff.
There was enough goat in this for my liking.
There you
It's
go.
not the goat,
Never enough.
but there was
goat.
enough goat.
There's never
Yes.
enough goat.
What else did we see?
Something else. I don't know.
We saw
Yes,
a movie called 4th of July.
we did.
Now, first off, if you're going to go to a Lois C.K. film where he has his hands all over it,
Yep.
you were kind of expecting he's going to
funny.
pull his dick out somewhere and ask for you if it's okay.
Yeah, I thought at one point when he just kind of just break the fourth wall, go to the camera, unzip his pants and show his penis and
That's-
say, "Look at it.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at me.
Is
look
this
at me
okay?
touch myself.
Is this okay?
But he never did that.
He never did that once.
That made no sense to me.
So soon as we didn't get much more of Lois C.K., I was pretty sure we weren't going to see that.
5 minutes.
Now, where was I? Oh, yeah. Neurotic musician Jeff, living his best Woody Allen neurotic life,
Yeah, it's your
visits our director, producer, writer, Lois C.K., as his psychologist or psychiatrist.
Yes.
To help him with his neurosis, centering around his family and past.
Yes.
Some of the dialogue in this was very well written, as was some of the interplay with some of the relationships, like with Lois C.K. or his wife. Those two characters in the film and the interplay with Jeff were fantastic. But once he gets to his parents' house for the quote-unquote 4th of July weekend, the script, direction, and acting started to fall apart. The scenes that needed to be powerful came off weak, especially with Jeff and his mom and with Jeff and his uncle. This film of family dynamics we have seen way too many times before, and unfortunately the power that the scenes should have given off came off as weak due to the acting and the direction flaws. The humor in this was outstanding when there was it, and I think if the script and acting was tightened up and they had a better director, this could have been great. But otherwise, I like the concept and the comedy, but the acting and the dramatic direction let me down. It was still a meh for me, but there's a lot in the middle of this that was just I think the writing could have been strong, but the direction I think is what fell down.
There was glimpses of strong writing in it.
Right?
It just couldn't connect to another scene.
But I think that's the direction problem. I think
that's part of it.
If they would have been able to get a director for this, as opposed to a writer, I think it might have been better.
What does Murray think?
Murray didn't see this one, did you? Oh, you did.
Right beside us.
That's right.
Right beside you.
You didn't want to see this, though, did you?
You didn't hear the snoring?
Yeah, I did hear this.
Well, I happened to have the night off, but I was coming off night shift, so I didn't have a lot of sleep. But
I'm glad you did.
And it was like at 9:30 at night. But yeah, no, I saw it because of that Lois C.K. and I recognized a couple other names. There were comics, so that one kind of funny, right? It's not a good sign when you can't stand the main character. This guy annoyed the crap out of me, and now I know why, because you just compared him to Woody Allen. I don't like watching him act either. I wanted to punch him out for the first half of the movie. His family was even worse, and his dad was just creepy.
I loved
his dad.
The whole movie, I kept waiting for the chainsaw. It's like, please tell me there's a chainsaw in the garage somewhere where he takes, his what do you call it, Black and Decker to the whole family, because that would have made it better. Yeah, every bad thing you've heard about people from Boston was on display here. I have friends in Boston. They don't act like that. Although, whenever you see a sporting event or somebody from Boston in the movies with the accent, like the South Boston or whatever, they all act like this. Like, people say New Yorkers are bad. Yeah, I thought it was South. But, yeah. At least I think they were from Boston. I didn't quite see enough sports logos on their clothes during the movie to know for sure, but I think they were from Boston.
Well, I think the takes place in Maine.
Yeah, but that's their summer home.
It's pretty so close.
Yeah, the Red Sox, Celtics, Bruins. Yeah. Everybody was wearing those shirts the whole movie. Like, we get it. They're from Boston. At least most of them were. The one Italian guy might be from New York. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, considering there were a bunch of comics in there, it wasn't very funny. It had some good dramatic moments. Once the main character actually grew a spine. Yeah, it was just a meh. Like you said, it wasn't focused at all. It was just all over the place.
All right, little buckaroo.
Buckaroo.
Okay. 4th of July. That's what we're talking about, right?
Yep. It's also a holiday in the U.S.
So I hear.
4th of July starts out strong. It has some good dialogue sprinkled throughout. There are a few very well-written, impactful scenes. But overall, this was amateur hour as Louis C.K. shows his greenness as a director. There are some gimmicky, ineffective use of color saturation, as well as some very obvious continuity errors throughout.
Oh, God.
They are wearing glasses from one angle, and then the angle changes, and now their glasses are on the table. Then they are magically back on their face when the angle changes again. There is no attention to detail, and that proves distracting from start to finish. Adding to the frustration is the fact that this is one of the most uneven films that I've ever seen. We get an amazingly well-written scene followed by some uninspired scenes that do not seem at home in this movie. We get a couple of great performances alongside some really bad ones. When the film is good, it is really good. But when it is bad, it is truly awful. I believe there's a good movie in this attempt, but too much amateurish acting and directing, regrettably, makes this a rage.
Okay. You couldn't give any forgiveness.
I was actually being nice.
Well, you can rage too, Murray.
I wasn't crazy about it either, but I thought, for me, I didn't care enough to rage about it, but it just it was mad. But
Yeah, I wasn't.
I can see how you could rage about it because
I didn't hate it.
I didn't really enjoy most of it. Like
I'm sorry, if you're getting a movie released in a theater, it can't be this amateur. This is a freaking high school project. The way this was directed. And what was with the stupid color saturation when he's like feeling different emotions? Like it was bad. It was just terribly done.
Filter on, filter
Garbage.
off.
Yeah, no.
Filter on.
For me, it was all about the main
off.
character. I just like the main actor guy. I
And
didn't like him. Like
I didn't mind
such
him.
a contrast
didn't.
between the ability of the actors. Like I've never seen such a chasm between ability in my life in a movie.
Yeah.
There were so many that were just bad, like bad acting, really bad acting.
Yeah.
And then you get a couple that are really good.
Yeah.
And it was not good. It was just not a good
There's
movie.
two scenes that I'm reminded of. This movie kind of is the same. One was She's Out of My League, I think is, with Jay Baruchel. When he brings his hot girlfriend back to meet his family, and they're basically all assholes. It's like, that's basically his family.
Yeah.
And then the other one was The Fighter. When they go to meet all his 20 sisters.
Yeah.
Like, were they actually actors or were they actually real people? Because that's what these people, like his family in this movie, they seem like they were actually just real people with no acting experience.
Yeah.
They were actually real people.
They just said, go ad lib what you would do at a 4th of July party.
Go find your cousins and your sister and we'll put them in the movie.
Yeah.
Well, I recognized most of them, and
I only recognized the one.
They've done better than what they did in this movie, and once again, that's probably a reflection of the director. So, Lois C.K., go ahead and write all the movies you want, just don't direct them anymore.
Well,
or get better quick.
But you know,
maybe go direct some TV.
This isn't his first movie, though.
No.
Oh, what was his?
I mean, after all, I think he did Pootie Tang.
Did he direct Pootie Tang?
I'm just checking right now. Wait a minute. Is he in? Is this the acting? Hold on.
What are you talking about?
No, he couldn't have done it. I looked at acting. He was in it. Sorry.
He's not directing Pootie Tang. Are you crazy?
No, he was in Pootie Tang.
Yes.
Maybe he wrote it.
Oh,
Hold
my
on.
goodness.
I'm looking at direction right now. He directed not Pootie Tang. Oh, wait. What's this?
I don't think he directed anything, but maybe he did. What
He
did
directed Pootie Tang.
Did he really?
He really did.
There you go.
Yes.
What is going on?
Maybe you should direct movies anymore.
Well, maybe
Is that
being
the
out
only
of the
other
game.
thing he's directed? Like,
No, he has quite a few things, actually.
Probably a
Really?
few
Yeah,
TV shows
but
and stuff.
apparently he's been out of practice for a while.
Well, since the whole incident, apparently.
Yeah. There's a few things he's done.
Yeah.
Not movies.
But he should stick to comedies, I guess. Yeah. He's got 32 direction credits. I mean, some of them are stand-up stuff,
TV,
but
though?
Yeah.
yep. A TV special, the Lois C.K. story.
That's why I said just movies. How many feature films has
I
he
Love You,
directed?
Daddy. That's another one.
I've heard that
I'm not
one.
gonna list off his whole list. He's got stuff in there.
Just nothing good, basically.
Nothing. Another TV special,
He's got- it's all
movie,
his
movie,
stand-up.
TV
His
movie. He's done a movie for HBO. So he did Pootie Tang.
I never really found him funny, to be honest. I don't know what everybody else does.
I actually
He did Pootie Tang.
Yeah.
There you
Anyway, yeah, so there it was, 4th of July.
4th of July, 2 Maz and a Rage.
Yeah.
It's almost a full house.
Full house. You ready?
Yeah, I was born ready. I can't wait to hear what's on the Murman Minute.
Oh, you might guess.
Your favorite Thor movies in order?
Con!
Nice.
That's James Caan,
Oh, right.
who passed away last week,
Yes.
age of 82. I believe we've talked about him a few times
We
recently.
have,
Recently, yeah.
Unfortunately, the last 10, 15 years of his career, not so good. But you can't forget, he did bring us a lot of joy, too.
He did.
Oh, yeah.
Ironically, Misery.
Yeah.
How much joy in that?
Obviously, the joy we got from Misery. Yes.
Even Elf,
Yeah.
Yep.
The Godfathers,
Yeah.
Queen Bees, the original Rollerball, Brian's song.
Nice.
There you go. So he did a lot of good stuff too. And 82, I guess he finally decided, I'm going to stop acting, so I'll just die. But
Well, I don't
Yeah.
think he decided that. I
was
think he
82.
just did die.
Well, maybe he
He
just
got up one morning. He's like,
I'm done.
I'm done.
I think I'll die
Because he's James
today.
Caan.
Yeah.
He does what he wants.
He can take
He wants to die,
charge.
he'll die. I'm like, that's it, I'm dying.
He takes
Boom.
charge.
Anyway, so 82. He died last week. It's just sad.
It is.
That's all I got.
So what was your favorite James Caan performance?
My favorite performance is not a movie. I think I told you this already. 5 seasons of my favorite, favorite all-time TV show, but recent all-time TV show was Las Vegas, because it was set in Las Vegas. And he played the manager, president of the casino. And he was the same hard ass that he was in The Godfathers and stuff. And yeah, he had a, hot blonde for a wife, which Cheryl Ladd, I think it was. And his daughter was also hot. She was dating his protege. And yeah, it was fun. Every week there was guest stars, and he was good in it.
Like The Love Boat?
Kind of like The Love Boat, but it was set in a casino.
But in Vegas.
It was in a casino. And they stop criminals and stuff. He was good in it. He played a hard ass. But yeah, I like that. It was good. But anyway.
What about you, Bryce? That you can think of?
I got nothing.
Nothing.
He was good.
Didn't like him at all.
I liked him, and I liked him in
stuff.
everything, but I don't have one standout performance that goes, that's the quintessential James Caan performance. No, I don't have that.
He did have a lot of strong cop type roles though.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like as you look through his repertoire of what he's done. Actually, I really did love him in Misery. I think that as much as Kathy Bates, she got the Oscar that year for him. He could have definitely taken it away. Yeah. Okay. James Caan, we're pouring one out for you, buddy.
There you go.
Rest in peace.
Temperature rising. Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
Sweet. Summer heated rage.
Summer heat is upon us.
Yeah. I have a double rage this week. So the first rage should come as no surprise. Yeah. But stop putting fucking kids in fucking superhero movies. It's not good. It ruins the story. And I don't care how much you're trying to make off merchandising. Just make some superhero movies without having to put kids in there. It's just annoying. So that's my first part of my rage. Second part of my rage is Taika. Why are you letting me down now? I want to see more projects you're doing outside of Disney, because that's where you shine. That's my rage.
Wish I could disagree with you, but I can't.
Yeah, well, I don't know. These whole CLF things are just... And the fact it's like when Disney gets their hooks on you, it's kind of like...
Yeah, you sold your soul to the devil, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, it's...
Pretty much.
Now that's... He's too Disney-fied.
He's not the first. My boy Ron Howard, same thing. I love him a lot, but he never should have done solo.
Yeah.
One of the worst things he ever did.
It was well, he kind of tried to save it as best he could.
Tried to save it, but it was still bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a blemish.
Not forever tarnished himself.
Yeah. Should we poke him to make sure he's still awake?
Are you awake there, little buckaroo?
My rage this week is the same as Jim's. It's Disney Taika Waititi. I don't need to see you making any more Disney movies. I know you're probably going to make 2 or 3 a year or whatever they're going to.
He might do his own stuff too.
I hope you do. I know you've got some stuff in production. I'm interested to see who actually is producing these movies, because if it's Disney, I'm going to just gag. But yeah, there's Taika. If you're going to make a Disney movie, make it good. I know you've got it in you.
Yeah, you've done it already once.
Did it once.
Yeah, so I don't know what happened this time, but that is my rage, the new Disney Taika.
And so just so you know what he's in development with, just so that we'll all be depressed for the rest of our lives after today's episode.
Yeah.
He's making a movie called Oompa Loompas,
Willy Wonka.
which is obviously Disney.
Are you kidding me?
Yep.
Oh,
It's in development. He's doing an untitled Taika Waititi Netflix Roald Dahl project, which I love Roald Dahl, but
it's also Willy Wonka.
but it's as a separate line item.
Oh,
He's doing something called the Auteur, which I'm hoping isn't Disney.
Yeah.
It looks like he may be redoing Time Bandits, which, I mean, it's one of the best films that Gilliam ever did. So I don't know how he's going to improve on it. Don't touch it.
Don't touch Time Bandits.
Well, and I hope that that's not Disney. He's doing a movie which I think is a ride at Disney called Tower of Terror.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
It is.
Yeah.
He's doing a... No.
Yeah. It's happening.
Okay, that's my rage.
As a director.
He's making amusement park ride movies now.
Yep.
That's my
There's only
rage
one
this week.
one thing worse than that, and that's board game movies.
Oh, for crying out loud.
He's also looks like he may be remaking Akira.
Oh,
He's got an untitled Taika Waititi Star Wars film.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, he's making one of those.
Yeah. So, if Taika was on our undoubted list,
I don't know that he's
he
going
would
to
not
survive
be.
it. Yeah.
He wouldn't survive it.
He's not going to survive with that stuff.
No.
I guess he's lining his pockets, so...
Yeah, well.
He's got to eat. I guess he's got to feed his kids.
Rage subsiding. Pulse slowing. Anger fading.
Your dog is cute. Your kids are adorable. And your cat really does look good in that tutu. But there's only so many times you can talk about how cool velociraptors are, or how much you want to rub that fuzzy belly. How about a podcast with extraordinary people and scintillating conversation? It's The Derek Duval Show. Find it at DerekDuvalShow.com, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you find your podcasts. And no, I will not be attending your cat's quinceañera.
I still think that sounds like a Mexican dessert.
Tequila.
So, just to talk a little about, we're back on our lists of trying to get people off our mesmerizing list because apparently Bryce said there's 300,000 of them on there.
There's a lot.
So
I get halfway through the list, I'm counting them, and I lose count.
that's
There's
right.
so
And he has
many
to
of them.
start counting again, and
Yeah,
he's
but-
only got
Yeah, but-
5
he
fingers
doesn't-
and 5
he
toes.
Can't count that high, so
That's right.
I've actually got 10 fingers and 10
lose
toes.
his place.
What?
Yeah.
I can't call you Stumpy anymore?
You can if you'd like, but
It's not for your fingers.
It doesn't make any sense.
Oh, well, there's other reasons why I call you Stumpy. Wink, wink. So, the biggest problem we have this week, other than I was super glad I got to rewatch Hail Caesar, was that we really only had 2 minutes
Oh, was it?
of Frances McDormand.
Oh,
So, unfortunately,
And we got 2 times the Tilda Swinton.
that's right.
She played 2 different characters.
That's right.
And she was brilliant as both.
Yes. But I could make an argument that the 2 minutes of Frances McDormand was actually
You can make that argument.
was more powerful, but it still doesn't count
I can't make
because
that.
it wasn't full
I think we would have been
5
fine
minutes.
then. They both would have stayed on had that.
Yeah, well, because I would have said
went
McDormand
Swinton.
and you would have said Swinton. So
Yeah.
it's
They were
a thing.
both great,
I know
but
there's another movie
Swinton
with 2 of them in it.
was
Okay.
perfect.
Okay, so what would you have rated Hail Caesar? Because we haven't talked about this on the show before. So what would you?
If I was rating Hail Caesar, I would rate it a meh.
All right.
It had some very, very good stuff in it. I like the whole sort of cinema noir feel it had with
Yep.
the James Brolin, and I like that he was, they didn't shy away from the fact that he was a man's man in that era, and they didn't. It was good. It
Yeah,
was good.
I
But
loved
wasn't
it.
great.
I would give it a
You have
Mondo.
Mondo?
Yeah, I freaking love this movie.
I will say this. I believe it's probably the best performance that George Clooney's ever given.
It's
I
up
mean
there.
that.
It's up there.
He is so good in it.
Yeah, he's really good in this.
Yeah.
Actually, his whole acting arc, for lack of a better word, is when he did the one when he was in Hawaii. To me, it was like his light bulb just came on, and that guy can act.
He's very
he
good
was
in
he
that,
was the
too.
same character in every movie for the last whatever ER movies he was in.
ER
But
movies.
but then he made that movie,
Yeah.
and it was like, I forget what it was called, Incendies or something, or I can't remember.
It was so good.
It was so
whatever
good, and
called.
he was great in it. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, this guy can act. He can't just play one
yeah.
character.
But
So okay,
There we
did you
go.
end up seeing this one?
No,
Mark, or
I didn't have time.
All right.
I looked
Have you
for
actually seen it?
wasn't- No, I heard about when it first came out. It looked like it'd be kind of fun because it's poking fun at Hollywood and stuff, which I liked.
Yeah, which it did,
There we
and
go.
it did a good job of it.
I looked for it,
did
and
indeed.
I thought I found it on Tubi. Realized that there's a similar movie, same
Called
name.
Hail Caesar.
Yeah, with Anthony Michael Hall and Robert Downey Jr.
Oh God, that sounds
from
terrible.
earlier.
Wow.
So, not the same movie.
I'll have to check that out.
If it was in the dare bag, that would have been the one that
There you
would have
go.
been would have been the one to
Yeah.
see.
So,
So,
do you want a rematch or you want new people?
Well, it depends on what you're going to do as a rematch.
Well,
but what
it's-
has to be said first is there anything Channing Tatum can't do?
I don't know. Sing?
I started to have a crush on Channing Tatum, seeing his dramatic acting, but I think I'm full out in love with Channing Tatum now.
Okay.
I'm a Tatumite.
That's
then.
fine.
Did you not think he was brilliant in this?
He was okay.
He was awesome. He
was
can
fine.
dance. He can sing.
Yeah, he can dance and sing.
He's awesome.
I don't want another Swinton, McDormand.
Okay.
Let's do something else.
All right. On my backup is North Country.
North Country.
Doesn't that have what's her head
It
in it?
has McDormand and it has Charlize Theron, but she's not on our list.
Ugh,
Nope.
It's got
I don't want to watch North Country.
Why not?
Richard Jenkins, who is on our list, is he not?
We're watching
Yes,
it.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Okay, it's called what? North Country?
North
I actually remember it being an okay
It was
movie.
good. Charlize Theron,
Yeah.
she plays
Yeah.
a woman minor, and there's some kind of sexual harassment suit or something.
Yeah.
I think she won an Oscar for it.
I don't
Jeremy
think she,
Renner's in
she
it
didn't
too.
Win an Oscar for it.
She was nominated then.
She may have been.
Sean Bean's in it.
Possible.
Woody Harrelson.
But the
Yeah, it's got a
important
good
thing is
cast.
Says he's
it's
basic?
McDormand versus Jenkins.
There you
That's oh jeez.
You
That's
guys wanted
rough.
McDormand as the queen, so that's what happened.
She's well, I'm on board. She has never let me down ever, so I'm not worried about her.
All right.
Although Jenkins has never let me down yet either. So
No,
we're gonna see
Jenkins
who
is
lets me
pretty-
down more.
Pretty good. All right.
Good
Fine.
play. Good play, Mur. Well, North Country.
It's not very funny. I'll
2005.
tell
no,
you
it's
that.
not.
Whatever.
And it's only 2 hours and 6 minutes.
Did I say comedies are my favorite movies? No, I did not.
I'm just telling you, it's not funny.
To be.
If you're going into North Country thinking you're gonna be laughing your ass off, you're mistaken. It's not happening.
Well, I'm pretty sure
No,
that
no, no.
monster movie wasn't funny either.
What?
The one that she won an Oscar for. But a
Oh,
serial
Monster,
killer.
yeah.
That one wasn't funny either.
No,
But you know
it
what? She
wasn't.
can do anything.
right.
Comedy, walking around doing nothing for a
Talking
whole
about
movie.
Francis now?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, maybe. I guess.
there's nothing she can't do.
That's true.
Nothing at all?
Shakespeare. She did Shakespeare recently.
Shakespeare.
All right. What else we talking about? Anything?
I think that's it for. We didn't have anybody. Was
Paul
there someone?
Walter Hauser? What's that?
What did we? Wasn't he in a movie?
I don't know who that is.
Paul Walter Hauser?
That's what's on the list. That's
Oh,
what it says.
yes.
I don't know who he is.
I.
I don't know who he is.
He's an actor.
He's an
Sure.
actor.
What's
And-
he in? What's he in?
I absolutely think he's mesmerizing.
I also think he's
I knew
mesmerizing.
who he was, maybe.
Okay, well, let me tell you the things he's been in, Mur.
He was in that Clint Eastwood movie.
That narrows it down.
He was in Late. He's currently in Blackbird, which I watched both episodes of that, which is, he was in Cruella, if you saw Cruella recently. He was in Eat Wheaties. In fact, you remember him in Eat Wheaties. I think he was the lawyer.
It doesn't narrow it down for me.
Yep,
either.
he was in Da Five
I
Bloods.
see a lot of movies.
He was in Richard Jewell, where he was...
Richard Jewell,
he was
that's
a,
the one.
He was
That's
a
the-
jewel.
Richard Jewell's the one about the
He's
bombing.
that big guy
Yeah.
Yes.
with a beard.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, he's all right.
I, Tanya.
I, Tanya, I've seen that one.
Yep.
Okay. I don't know. He's funny.
I think it's almost unanimous. Are you saying Are you cock blocking it, Paul Walter Hauser?
I've seen like 2 of his movies, so I can't really say
so you're going to abstain until you've seen more, is what I'm hearing.
Or you go ahead and put him on.
Well, he can be removed when you see a movie and he doesn't mesmerize you.
Because our list isn't long enough already.
No, but sometimes when you see it, you got to still call it.
All right.
We have to try twice as hard to remove 2 more people now.
Yes.
All right, then.
I'm excited.
You're always excited.
Excited about everything.
This just in. Last week on Rage or Dare, Jim actually cried like a baby with a diaper rash, fearing Bryce's tasty bag, and opted for the listener's dare bag instead. And then he threw a temper tantrum when he was dared to watch the film Highlander Endgame. In further news, this week both of the babies will climb out of their cribs and choose a refreshing treat from the Merman's ice cream bucket of rage. Moving on to sports, will Jim receive a rage TKO from Christopher Lambert's final performance as Connor McLeod, or will he win the belt of Mondo? Who are we kidding? There can be only one round before there's a rage knockout.
How'd you get Richard Nixon?
That's Walter Cronkite.
Sounds like Nixon.
God, it's Walter Cronkite.
Sounds like Nixon.
He came back from the dead.
Sure.
Oh, God.
Before my time.
What? Walter Cronkite was alive when you've been alive.
Yeah, but it wasn't relevant when I was growing up.
Pretty relevant all the time. I can't do it as good as Casey, obviously. So, truth be told, I had never saw or seen this film ever before.
I saw it in the theater.
I remember Highlander 2 years ago when it came out and was so enraged, I said, "No, Chrissy Lambert, Jimmy's not playing that game no more."
This one had Adrian Paul.
Yeah. So what a surprise to see someone or some people paid to make this film. And even more surprising to me was someone paid to make other films in a TV series and soon to be a reboot. Yes, this is the world we live in. Because for a franchise that peaked and then quickly declined after the first film, it appears that this just continued to get progressively worse every single time. Remember last week, Bryce, when we said there was hope for the future of cinema? A reboot of Highlander, my friend. Reboot of Highlander.
Who's rebooting Highlander?
I don't know.
Some idiot.
It's probably Taika Waititi.
Probably. Taika!
So we start with a conversation between Lambert and Adrian Paul, as Murray had so generously reminded me, that is quite possibly the worst written and acted scene that has ever been put into a movie.
Wow.
That has ever been made. And trust me when I say I've seen Frank D'Angelo movies, so I know how bad acting can be. And then that was followed by an entire movie of the worst acting and dialogue I've ever seen. I wasn't sure what or why anything was happening because I forgot what happened from the second film. Last I remember, there could be only one, but then there was a second one. Right, Bryce?
I have no idea.
Didn't you? You saw the second one recently. So,
oh, yeah, I did. I don't
So
remember.
why is there more than one?
I know there is more than one, but they had to kill each other to get power.
Well, no, but the first one, there can only be one, and then he was the one, and he flew off like Neo in The Matrix, and that was the end. It should have been the end of the series.
Wasn't Connery also one?
Well, that's what I don't remember. What happened in 2?
No, the first one, I think Sean Connery was also
I have no idea what
Highlander.
happened in 2.
There's more than one Highlander.
You were the most recent person to see it.
I know. I just saw it like last, I don't know,
and you're
last
blocking
year?
it out? Blocking it out?
Honestly, I don't remember it at all.
What I remember from the TV show.
I remember Sean Connery was in it.
First one.
I hope not.
He was in the second one, wasn't he?
I remember the first one.
Yeah, I think he was in the second one.
Yeah, that's all I remember.
Well, anyway, not because apparently none of us can understand why there can be only one, but now there's more than one. Lucky for me, though, they kind of went back and did a franchise montage back to Scotland to prove they had a second shooting location.
Oh.
But not back to his first wife, but to see what happened to his mom, who really kind of looked like his sister. The one thing that was new in this from the other films in the franchise was, and maybe I already hinted at this, is that every single line of dialogue in this that was spoken was almost like it was written in English, and then all the actors could not read or speak English, so they basically read cue cards in phonetics of their original language because they were so god-awfully delivered. I've never seen dialogue presented in a way that seemed so unnatural. Okay, now where was I? Oh yeah. They got back in time to kill his mom. And for what reason, I still don't know. But it kind of had a random foreshadowing thing of an arc for his villain from the first iteration of the franchise. But although I think he has a new arch villain in every franchise, so I was confused also by that. But then they came back to the present and a motorcycle gang led by a kung fu dude, and I think an immortal that isn't the only one, kills some monks and beheads some of the other immortal monk dudes, and some Tai Chi happens, and then some Watcher cop people clean up the dead bodies, and then now I'm like super confused as to what's happening or why. And then I remembered, oh yeah, don't worry, Jim, it's just a movie. So it was at this time that I realized everything in the first film was bunk, because apparently everything and everyone from every other movie since, now everybody's just an immortal and they run around trying to kill each other. Then they do so many memory flashback montages that are actually legally allowed to put into a movie. And then I still don't have any idea other than Connor McLeod is sought after to kill by some dude or dudes, and a motorcycle from the past and his brother, son, namesake friend with the last name are hunting for him. But the arch villain took a few hundred years to decide that he needed to find him, which I also didn't understand. But then there was an attempt at humor in the movie. Please note that the word attempt is apparently the word best to describe the humor that they tried to impact to us. And it kind of felt a little out of place, because so far, the only thing that was funny was how bad it was. So basically everything's confusing and badly written. And one thing that confused me the most is why Duncan MacLeod, who I still never figured out who he was and how he was related to Connor MacLeod, had a different accent in every single memory flashback montage. He was Scottish, he was British, he was American, or maybe a combination of all. I couldn't tell. Basically, this movie was just a bunch of immortal battle scenes inserted into memory flashback montages, running into Connor MacLeod with bad guys versus other somewhat bad guys. But then there was monks with a motorcycle gang, and then longshoremen with conquistadors and some other science dudes. And then Connor MacLeod comes back near the end, and then everyone is looking for Connor for some reason. And then there can only be one word to rule them all, and in the darkness of memory flashback montages bind them. And that one word is rage.
I have no idea what you just said to me.
I know, and that's what I felt the entire movie.
I don't know. I nearly he died from heat stroke just listening to him.
That's literally how I felt the entire movie. It ended, and I instantly scrubbed myself of the filth of this awfulness for hours and hours. So much scrubbing, my flesh was raw. So raw, it is now like a scorched tattoo of what is probably one of the worst movies I have ever seen in my life. I don't want to be rash here. Oh, wait. I am rashed here. Yes, this movie was truly horrible. And the only one good thing in it was Connor MacLeod was beheaded, so we never have to see Christopher Lambert in another one of these movies. As a Scotsman French person, and yeah, this is just, I can't believe they're doing a reboot. That's my thoughts.
Hopefully the reboot is like all of them and like squished all the stories into one, so they only have to make one movie. Maybe
they just have to continually make flashback montages in it.
Or maybe the funding will fall through and they just can't finish the film. That'd be good too.
But I think there's a big actor who's actually supposed to be doing it.
Is it Leonardo DiCaprio?
No, he's actually physically bigger. It's Henry Cavill.
Is he doing
is rumored to be in it.
His room.
Wouldn't
or
surprise
to be
me.
in it?
That's
He
right.
played The Witcher. It's basically the same character.
Yeah. So it's probably going to be a Netflix
All right, so he's really
movie. So
going,
it should be
going outside of his comfort zone there.
Well, they fired him from being Superman, so he had to do something.
He had to be The Witcher.
That's right.
And now
still haven't
Connor McLeod 2.0.
seen it. Apparently. I might see it. I like him. And I actually didn't mind the TV show.
There was a TV show?
Yes.
Adrian
there
Paul, the
was.
guy in
the guy in
Endgame.
this one.
That's where he's from. He's from the TV
they had
show.
to put him in it, so it tied it to the.
Pretty
they
sure it
they
was
kind of
Can-
MCU'd it.
Pretty sure it was Canadian, and probably the only reason why I watched it because it was produced in Canada and it was on TV all the
Yikes.
time.
Well, let's see what's in your juicy bag of ice creamy goodness. I've got to wash the taste of that movie out of my charred flesh. It's very close to getting the worst movie I've ever seen. All right. Ready for this?
I'm ready.
Here you go. I'll let you read it.
All right, the movie that we just chose from Murray's Ice Cream Bucket is the 2005 superhero classic, Elektra.
Electra.
Nice.
I was waiting for you guys to pull that one out.
Oh,
I
nasty.
know how much you love your superhero movies.
Elektra.
Enjoy.
Yeah. I seem to remember
Although I
Jennifer
guess
Garner being
on
in
the
this.
plus side, I don't
Yeah.
think Ben Affleck's in it.
Okay.
He probably makes a cameo as
Maybe.
what's that character he did? The blind dude.
Daredevil.
Daredevil.
So
The one you ruined.
the Chicago Reader says that Elektra is a sleek action adventure.
It is. And a confusing one, too.
Oh, and we've got the Baltimore Sun proclaims Garner electrifies.
Wow, that's clever.
That's wow.
Yeah, so
This sounds great. It sounds electrifying.
sounds pretty good.
You know what? I like superhero movies, and this one just, I don't know.
Wow. Then maybe we'll like
However,
it.
it's got some good actors in it.
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure it does.
It's got
but-
Terrence Stamp in it for crying out loud.
does.
Well, there you go. It's probably going to be
Saw it.
fantastic.
You guys enjoy it.
All right, Ragers. Enough talking about Elektra. We're going to be
That's right.
having to watch that in 30-degree weather here coming up.
That's right.
Oh, thanks, Ragers, for listening. Thanks, Extended Film Rage family, who you can find in our show notes. Thanks again to Casey and the nerdy photographer for the voice of Rage or Dare. Find us on social media everywhere at Film Rage YYC. Check out everything Film Rage at filmrageyyc.com, including our merch site for Redbubble and TeePublic. We're always wanting to make this a raging blast for our listeners, so please comment, like, and subscribe, and send us an email to filmragecalgary@gmail.com. Dare to see terrible movies, fuel our rage, but no matter what you do, please stop making Disney movies for superheroes and make us rage. That's it for this week. Rage on!
Rage on!